Hello there, beautiful people, and welcome to our final relevant review for WandaVision. I'm sitting down today with my two favorite Marvel fans in the whole world, Level Up Pixie and Teshy Boops. If you enjoyed this discussion, please do drop a follow, a subscription, all that YouTube jazz. And more importantly, let us know what you thought of the episode down in the comments.
I have never in my life hung on to a show as tightly as I have week to week as I have with WandaVision. And I think a large part of that has to do with the creativity behind it and the originality behind the concept.
Absolutely.
I've seen a lot of discussion online around the fact that a lot of people seem to have been very unhappy with the first two episodes and how boring they were. I completely disagree. I completely and utterly disagree, because here's this new show, this brand new concept. We don't know a single thing in regards to where they're taking the story, what direction they're going in. It's a brand new formula. And we were basically like spoon-fed clues and little references here and there. And the show for me was at its strongest whenever the mystery was there and was really present. And it kind of faltered a little bit towards the end of the show whenever the typical MCU stuff and the battles and the themes and, you know, the big budget feel behind it all started to emerge. That's when it kind of faltered a bit for me, because again, I really, really loved the mystery behind it all and not really knowing what to expect. But as a whole, I think the show was absolutely phenomenal. And I think we've been needing something different from Marvel for a really, really long time, and this definitely checked the box.
They proved that they can do something that's a little out there, that isn't just a 3-part action flick with some great characterization in between, don't get me wrong, but there's definitely a formula, and it's nice to see them break away from that formula for at least 8 of the 9 episodes.
Yeah.
I got this feeling as I was watching it. I'm going to ask you about this, Pixie. That it felt like a show that should be binged.
I've always been a fan of the week-to-week watching of something, because I love the effort that goes into wondering what's going to happen next week, and, you know, slowly but surely becoming a part of a fandom and that sense of community behind it all. But I do agree that now that the show is over, can I just say that Catherine Hahn is unbelievable in the role of Agatha.
I love her as Agatha. It was just...
Catherine is unbelievably good in the role of Agatha, and within maybe an episode of her true identity being revealed, she's already my favorite MCU villain, because
Master said the same.
There's such substance to how she decided to play the character, and she's oddly likable. You love to hate her character. It's just fantastic, and it's a testament
to how... She killed the dog, though.
I know.
The only one upset about that is John Wick.
Wow, Teshy, you are a monster.
Wow.
Clearly a witch, and not a good one either.
Going off of what Pixie was saying, like, you can binge it, in my opinion, anyways. My partner says that it's not a bingeable show, but he also more prefers having that, like, week in between in order to have time to theorize and then have all of your theories be wrong.
Oh boy.
But so, like, it was, to me, it was fun rewatching every single episode prior to the finale releasing, because that's what we did. We literally were like, okay, episode 1, we're gonna watch all of them, and then we got done with them maybe like 30-40 minutes before the episode went live, and that was fun to do. I liked doing that and getting all of the extra little tidbits I didn't notice, like everything that was even more extra of Agatha being there the whole time.
If I try and detach myself from all the theories and expectations, I'm very happy with how this ultimately turned out. I think it was a very satisfying show. The last episode, absolutely too rushed. They could have given an extra 10 minutes to just give a few of these characters a little more closure. And because I really I wanted to know where's Wu and Darcy, and well, we know where Monica's going, but the other two just kind of disappeared. And I know we'll be seeing them again.
I, as a whole, really, really enjoyed the episode. I thought it was there was a lot that I liked about it. However, when I measure the episode itself up with the rest of the season, I wouldn't by any means say that it's my favorite episode. I think that the conclusion itself had a lot of satisfying moments, but there were a lot of points that I wanted to be addressed a little bit further. I think the episode could have benefited a lot from maybe an extra 10 to 15 minutes because the pacing was a little bit off in some parts for me.
I really enjoyed it, but the more I think about it, I'm with Pixie. I wish there was more. As it ended, I was literally going, okay, I am afraid to check the time because I'm afraid it's ending. And then I'm just like, where's the rumored 10th episode? I need that right now before any mid-credits or anything. I need the rumored 10th episode because this isn't enough.
I love the whole metaphor of the ship of Theseus that they were talking about. I appreciate it wasn't a big battle with those two. That was saved for Wanda and Agatha, and it was all the whole, what part of you makes you the original ship? Are you still the original ship, even if none of the original parts that created the foundation are still there? It's is Vision, this is a question I'm going to pose to both of you. Vision has his memories back, but he doesn't have his soul back. Is he still Vision?
I would argue no, because I firmly believe that with that context, while you may have the memories necessary to remember certain moments and draw from them, you don't have the experience, right? And experience really changes you and, makes you who you are, whether you be human or robot.
Synthesoid, carbon-based robotic vibranium life form. I think this was the exact description.
I feel like Vision is a very complicated subject right now.
Well, that's what we're here for. Hit us with your thoughts.
I like how they explain the whole ship of Theseus thing and how the White Vision was both are the true ship and yet neither at the same time.
True, yeah.
And I truly feel like that is what my brain is going to when it comes to Vision. Yes, he's Vision, but at the same time, he's still not Vision.
Yes and no.
And I don't like answering yes and no, but sadly, that's how my brain is when it comes to philosophy. I'm normally the one that sees both sides of the coin, and it's hard for me to say one way or the other.
Where do you think we're going from here? What next for Wanda?
Without going into too much detail, I'm just really focused on the multiverse aspect of it all. And that last end credit scene that we got pretty much set up the entire thing, and is definitely the thing that I am most interested in, because I absolutely adore how they framed her in that scene as well. Because I don't know about you two, but I looked at that and I thought, wow, I'm actually quite scared here, and that's fantastic, because I want to feel that way, especially when you consider her character arc and how she has progressed throughout WandaVision. She's actually been quite villainous when you consider a certain point of view. So I'm just really, really focused on what they're going to do with that side of her, and how the Darkhold and that entire experience with Westview is going to impact her.
I'm mainly just wanting Strange to show up and be like, yo, You're using the Darkhold. No.
Bad Wanda.
And like, I'm really intrigued to see how Wanda's powers grow, especially because they show her being in astral form while her actual body is awake. Like, that's the trippy part.
Like, how are we going to get from this to hopping around different realities? And
what I've taken from the end credit scene in particular, and the fact that she is essentially a time bomb waiting to go off, given the right push, I think that she's going to be single-handedly responsible for a rift or some sort of tear within the reality that we know. And I think that is going to come from her search for both of the boys.
Personally, I'm just excited to see more of Elizabeth Olsen in the future, alongside Doctor Strange and everyone else that's involved.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, I will say that before WandaVision, my interest and personal investment in Phase 4 itself was very, very low. Now the show has reached conclusion, I am all in. Like, give me the multiverse, give me timey-wimey BS, give me all of it. I am just... my seatbelt is being fastened, let's just say that.
Hey there.
Ralph Boner. Really?
I was wondering when somebody was going to bring that up.
I didn't want to be the first one to bring it up.
I was...
It hadn't been brought up yet, so I was like, fine, I will take the plunge. I will be the one to bring this up.
I was so upset by the whole fact, like, Evan Peters comes in and he's not Quicksilver, and like, oh, that's just fooling your audience for a cheap payoff. But then when they revealed that he was Ralph all along, I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Especially when he's dressed up in those clothes, acting like a complete loser. I can completely believe that he was like an absolutely different individual that had nothing to do with Evan Peters. He was...
They basically allowed us to run rampant with theories for how many episodes? 4 episodes? And then they give us that, which is great. But now that I've had time, I'm kind of over the anger now, and now that I've had time to think about it, a lot of people might disagree with me, but I think we'll be seeing him again.
Hey there, beautiful people. Thanks for reaching the end of the episode. If you're listening to this, please do consider checking us out on Patreon, as well as dropping a follow and a like here. Also, check us out on Twitch, where you can be directly involved in these discussions face to face with me. We can have some nice, deep conversations about all the different things that we discuss here on this channel. Take care of yourselves. Stay beautiful.